Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a brand new episode here on the Heartful Canvas podcast. Yes, that's right. I'm changing the name of the podcast again. So, this episode, we're going to talk about the past year. It's almost been a year since I officially changed the name of the podcast to the Vibrant Artist Podcast. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in all the different parts of my businesses, brands going forward, and what this podcast is going to turn into. So let's go ahead and backpedal to changing the name of the podcast to the Vibrant Artist Podcast. The whole vision with that was that I really wanted to help creative entrepreneurs build a life that they really loved, that they felt empowered by, that they felt aligned and excited about, that they just really loved to live, so that they were present in all aspects of their life and their business, with their family and their relationships, their friendships, all of the different things. And I still really love that mission. The thing is, it just isn't working for right now. So I was planning on doing like coaching and that kind of stuff, and it's just really, really challenging this stage in motherhood with a little toddler doing coaching. Like the normal coaching, trying to do it during nap time, and it's just nap time is just a little too unpredictable for that, especially like scheduling, say a month or two in advance. And then I tried Voxer coaching, which I still enjoyed, but it just was like when I was going back and forth between my toddler and my client and trying to help both extremely well in a very present way, it left me feeling a bit more scattered. I don't think it was bad for either my client or my child, but the energy for me just didn't feel the best. So I've made the difficult decision, even though I love coaching, to put coaching on pause now for the time being. I do still have Pattern Design Circle, which was a membership, and now it's changing to lifetime access. I'm doing coaching for this year, for members only. But yeah, so the Vibrant Artist podcast, basically now, where do I even start? Okay, so I said I'm putting the coaching stuff on pause. Let's just go through all of my brands and what's going to be happening in the future. So Snickerdoodle Knits is the brand that I started with. It started on Etsy and craft fairs selling the hand knits, and then changed into designing, and so I still have it as like the designing shop where I sell knitting patterns. And then over time, I've taught like a few different classes and courses and things for different events. And so last year, 2025, I finally made some of those available on demand so that anybody can buy them now. So again, going back to being a mom to a toddler, things like designing anything with a lot of sizes or that requires a long time of knitting or a lot of like testing, like swatching and like redoing things, and anything more complicated like that is definitely a no-go for me. Even things more simple still takes a lot of time right now. So designing is kind of on the back burner. I did release a new pattern in December. I have a DK weight version of that I should be working on right now. So like I probably will still slowly release patterns, but I will mainly focus on the classes, the courses there. On that note, so like I've kind of shifted my focus there. What I really enjoyed focusing on, which I still love, was like with the designs, was telling the relatable stories of living, telling the things that like connect us as humans. What are the things that we experience that like we kind of all have in common, even if we like when we're going through it, we feel like we're alone. So I still really love that meaning. There are several of my designs that don't quite fit into that. And then like now with the courses, it's kind of the shift that I've made, which is a lot of a reflection of my own experience as a knitter, is really focusing on intentional knitting. So making things that you really love, figuring out how to choose yarns that you'll actually enjoy your end project, that kind of stuff, and sizing and fit, and anyway, all that kind of stuff. So really, Snickerdoodle Knits is now focused on the intentional knitter, and supporting them with patterns and with classes. And then, of course, Pattern Design Circle was my next brand. So that was what I created out of being a designer and feeling so alone, and learning a lot of business and marketing stuff from business and marketing coaches, but not really seeing a lot of opportunity for knit crochet designers to learn business and marketing as it related to pattern design. So I started Pattern Design Circle in 2021. In case you're curious, Snickerdoodle Knits started in fall of 2018. Anyway, so fall of 2021, Pattern Design Circle. And it started as the membership, and then I've added like a few little courses and things that are available as well. Anyway, I'm just like I really love helping people with their businesses. I really love knowing that I make a difference and support people. Like, that lights me up so much, but there just isn't fully in alignment anymore. And so I have decided that that's really going on the back burner as well. I still will have Pattern Design Circle. I still have what was the membership. It's now as a lifetime thing. So all of the tons and tons and tons of content on there. Still have free resources. I'm like building out a new website right now for Pattern Design Circle, so that patterndesignCircle.com has its own website with all the resources, all the things. I'll build out my email list or funnel to still support people that way. But it's like not going to be actively receiving as much energy. And then last year, I started Full Circle Entrepreneurship, which was that was like what Vibrant Artist Podcast was part of, was supporting creative entrepreneurs. And so that, in general, supporting creating entrepreneurs, trying to do business marketing stuff, helping people with business marketing is just something that I'm like, okay, it's something that I love to talk about and enjoy, but it's just not the thing that lights me up the most. It's not the thing that I feel most maybe driven toward. So yeah, I love it. I'm good at it, I think. Helping people. I love to see people, the light bulbs go off, all that kind of stuff, but it just does not feel like the right direction for right now. So Full Circle Entrepreneurship is essentially dissolving. Some of those resources are now inside of Pattern Design Circle. Some of those resources are now part of the Heartful Canvas, and some of them are kind of part of both. So the Heartful Canvas is something else that I started last year. I might have actually technically started the Instagram account the year before, but I created it as like the place for me to just play and have fun and be creative and do what I wanted. I honestly haven't done a lot with it, especially like the Instagram, just share like craft projects and stuff sometimes with my toddler. But yeah, it's the one that's really been pulling at my heart, and the one that like feels the most meaningful to me, the one that I feel most called toward. So I technically had like opened an Etsy shop a year ago, but I didn't put products in it until October of last year. And so now it's been open for a few months. I have like planners and habit trackers and toddler coloring books. I'll be adding, I have lots of ideas. But in general, what the Heartful Canvas is really about is blending this heart and creativity. So being an artist, being a creative, and having a heart full of love and compassion for people and just wanting to help people. And really what I want to do is to empower women, to just support them and help them and love them and show them what's already inside of them. So really it's a lot of like what I wanted to do with Full Circle Entrepreneurship, helping women with their whole, creative entrepreneurs with their whole life, bringing all the pieces together, but in a very different kind of way. Like it's not specifically for business owners, maybe a little more specifically for moms, because that's the season that I'm in and I can speak to that. But it's more motivational, inspirational. So it's kind of like leaning maybe a little bit more into influencer, which makes me like, I don't know. I have feelings about that. But really what I want to do is just inspire and help and motivate people. So yeah, I still don't know all the answers of like, okay, how does this work monetarily? How am I going to not only pay my expenses, but make money? And I mean, like I have the Etsy shop, but just truly trying to find the way that I want to do it so that it makes sense and I feel like I'm really living that purpose. Like this is something that like since I've done my ideal customer work when I first started Snickerdoodle Knits, this is what I wanted for people. This is how I wanted to help people. And I've tried to do it through these different mediums. And now it's finally like, just do it. Like stop being scared. Just do the thing and help people and love people the way that you want to. So that is 2026. That is what I'm doing. And the Heartful Canvas is here. The podcast is here as part of that. Yeah, so I haven't started building out that website yet, but eventually the heartfulcanvas.com will be the spot for it. And of course, the Etsy shop, the podcast, I'll probably share a lot of stuff from the podcast on Instagram and then probably like a lot of quotes and things like that. I want to share more of like my poetry, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the podcast here, what's it going to look like moving forward? I've had this idea for so long and I'm so excited to finally actually act on it. So the idea is these like super short. In my head, I'm saying like 2 minutes. I don't know if I can actually be that fast. I'm such a talker. But the idea is these short little blips to help you, maybe it's to help you start the morning. Maybe it's what you listen to as you're getting ready for the day. Maybe it's what you listen to on your way to work. Maybe it's something you listen to on your lunch break, or maybe it's something like you just need like a midday pick me up, whatever. But it's meant to be like this motivational, inspirational kind of message. Quick, simple, easy to listen to, but just reminds you of like the power that's already in you, reminds you of something positive, reminds you, just kind of empowers and motivates and inspires you. So I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm going to only commit to weekly right now, but given that they're supposed to be really short, I'm hoping to actually make them daily. So we'll see. I'm going to record here a few after I do this. Obviously, the little one is napping right now. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully I like it. Hopefully you like it. Obviously, if it's not in alignment for you, you don't have to stick around. I would love to have you stick around. I feel like this is stuff that is helpful for all kinds of people, but totally understand if it's not your vibe. I don't really know what else will entail in the future. I love having guests. Yeah, I liked doing like the podcasts that were about like books and YouTube series or things like that then I made more relatable. I have a book that I've mostly read and I haven't finished reading that I would like to share some thoughts on. Yeah, just that kind of stuff. Maybe talk more about stuff for moms in my more in my wheelhouse, more in my like toddler moms, young toddler moms, and then that would grow as I get older. But just kind of the resources and things that I use. Yeah, and then another idea that I have, and so basically I envision that this podcast is kind of going to be a smattering of different kinds of episodes so that you can kind of pick and choose. If they don't all resonate with you, that's fine. But really the idea of the Heartful Canvas was that I'm multi-passionate. I love to do lots of different things. I love to dabble. And it's all heart-centered, all heartfelt, all full of heart, heartful. That's where heartful comes from. Anyway, so there will be, the motivational stuff, hopefully like guest stuff, maybe like book stuff. But then another thing that I've gotten into, and I'm not like, I don't do it a lot, but something that I find really interesting is tarot cards. And I hadn't even heard of them until a few years ago. I know that they have a reputation now. And so I don't think that I use them in a way that a lot of people think of them as being. I really think of them more as like an inspirational piece, as like really, it's exactly like my creative process. So I have this signature creative thought journey that I teach for creatives, artists, pattern designers, whomever is creating new ideas. And it's creating it from an emotional lens, it's creating it from the stories of your life. I guess I can link that in the description if you're interested in learning that process. And then I also have like prompts and things to help you follow through for a year, a week, whatever you want to do. Anyway, so I use tarot cards that way. So I do like draw a card and then I look at the card and like, what does this make me think of? What does this remind me of? How does this maybe apply to my life? And so I want to do a weekly thing, and maybe eventually it'll become daily, I don't know, of drawing a card and just like, okay, what is maybe kind of some thoughts from this that we can take into the week. So maybe it's something about being strong. Maybe it's something about being brave. Maybe it's something about having a light that you want to share with others. That's the kind of stuff that I take away from tarot cards. So yeah, I'm definitely not an expert. I honestly don't know that much about them. I've, just dabbled, learned a little bit from one of my, well, I did some coaching, took some coaching from her, but it's actually from her podcast and stuff where she's done tarot. But yeah, so that is the new Heartful Canvas podcast. I'm keeping it all here on the same podcast so that all of the stuff is still available. So like on patterndesignCircle.com, I'll still have all the Pattern Design Circle episodes linked so that people still have all those resources. And I guess it's just kind of a documentation of the evolution of myself as a business owner and a podcaster. So I'm really, really excited about this. I feel like it's aligned. There's a lot of flexibility, and just following my heart. And so that feels really good. There's a lot of unknowns. Like I said, I'm still not sure exactly like what is my monetization strategy looking like, so that this is actually sustainable. But yeah, I'm just happy to hopefully help and inspire women, especially in this difficult time and that we're living in this world. So sending you light, sending you love, and I'm excited to dive into this new adventure with you and to share all the things, the love, yeah, that's all. Okay, talk to you later.